from now in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt. It gives Africa a chance to stake out its place in this drive to save this planet. Africa is host to a significant forest belt that plays a critical role in absorbing carbon emissions and putting us in better stead as a planet. And if our young people commit to this saving of the planet, it can be an outlet for a variety of things. It can be an outlet for truly saving the advance of the desert into our country, which has direct bearing on poverty. There is a statement I have repeated in quoting a dear friend of mine, Dr. Tanimu Yakubu. Dr. Tanimu Yakubu, who was chief economic advisor to late President Umaru Yar'Adua, was part of his team in Katsina when he became governor nearly 2 decades ago. And he tells the story of how, as governor, they were surprised that the biggest drain on the purse of the state was fertilizer subsidy. And to understand cost benefit of this commitment, they brought in some consultants who carried out a study. And they asked farmers this important thing, what are your priorities? And the farmers basically ranked their priorities, and fertilizer came out to, I believe it was 13. And they were shocked that this thing that was draining the state that they were receiving was going into something that the farmers considered 13th in the league. So they then asked the farmers, okay, what's your top priority? It turns out it was desert encroachment. Now, why do you think you have desert encroachment? And the farmers said, open grazing of cattle was the biggest challenge of the farmer and was more responsible for the advance of the desert. Our concern is to stop the desert. Our concern is to build a green army from which we can receive enormous credit for our country. I have actually argued that if we build this green army, starting from one of the programs we hope to implement with this initiative, in which we are speaking already to the palace in Sokoto, to begin to build a belt to stop the Sahara, reforesting the forest belt in the south, that we could actually get billions of dollars in credit that we could use to put literally all of our unemployed young people to work as a new production economy is put in place. And so this is the significance of today's unveiling. So during the course of this month, we expect that young people will learn what President Kennedy said to the youth of America, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. But in this case, for yourself in the long term. With the youth of Nigeria going up and cleaning up our rural areas, just as we're cleaning up urban areas, we will be able to generate an economic machine that will move our economy forward. But more importantly, we'll be able to get young people to bond, to engage the problems of now, and learn how to change their country, take their country over in cleaning up the environment, to clean up consciousness, and give us a new country that we can all be proud of. So, Mr. Moderator, I'm honored to be able to flag off this initiative and to welcome all to join us in the series of activities, which continue tomorrow, by the way, because one of the programs that we have come up in the big tent to drive the Peter Obi campaign is a series of listening clinics. We hope that both Peter Obi and Datti Baba-Ahmed will join us in these clinics and listen. Because one of the failures of our system is that political actors, as I just showed from what President Yar'Adua found out, if the political class was able to listen to the farmers in Katsina, we would long have been doing the right things relative to the things that have brought us this challenge of desert encroachment and where we are with an environment that is not clean enough. So this series of listening clinics that we are unveiling from the big tent starts tomorrow at 2 p.m. listening to the challenge of healthcare in Nigeria, collaborating with doctors for Peter Obi. We will begin to have a conversation that will go to the grassroots about why healthcare is in the state that one professor calls a man-made disaster in Nigeria. And we'll move next to education. Why is ASU on this prolonged strike? Why can't government negotiate with ASU? How can we give education the priority that it deserves? We will have one with the Almajiris. We will have with so on and so forth. And so I am honored to be part of this initiative. And I thank you that I've been able to say a word or two to get this event going. Thank you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you. Indeed, it's indeed, as the Christians will say, indeed and in of a truth. You've done justice to this. And for many of us, this is the official unveiling, as a Prof have done, that has to do with everything, as we said at the beginning, the public unveiling of the Clean Up Nigeria, a program created for the productive and collaborative engagement of obedience and other Nigerians on social issues. There is no way we can make progress in Nigeria as a country if we are not able to, give our time, give our energy, give something. We shouldn't, and we can't be a people of just assimilating. We'd also have to give, and we give something. Prof, thank you very much, as you have aptly summarized. Now, we have, some of the co-supporters of this program that we will be calling upon to, 3 minutes to give their contributions to the subject matter. Now, to start with, I will be calling upon, let's start with the, obviously, Prof represents the big tent for P2B. We'll be calling on the coalition for P2B. I do not know if Marcel Ngobohe is here. Marcel, are you here? Please, everyone, can you, could you lower your hands so that, because most times we do not know who, how individuals, sometimes they forget to obviously register their device. Therefore, we will not be able to know that they are the ones. In this case, Marcel, please, kindly, if you're not, let me quickly say, Marcel, are you here? Please, if Marcel is not here, we will take the next person. That is Marcel represents or is the chairman of the coalition for P2B. Let's take the New Nigerian Group. New Nigerian Group, are you here? New Nigerian Group. So can we have New Nigerian Group? Are you raising your hands? Okay. Please, if you're not New Nigerian Group, please lower your hand. Is that Engineer Nnamdi Udon? Is that New Nigerian Group?
Engineer. Yes, thank you very much. That's Engineer Nnamdi Udon.
So are you the New Nigerian Group, right? Are you representing New Nigerian Group?
Yes.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Thank you so much. Your Excellencies, protocol duly observed. Thank you, our host, Maazi. I don't know whether your own is original Maazi or better than mine. Anyway, I'm glad to be here tonight. And I want to thank Pastor Tommy for establishing the platform for which this is going to happen. Where we identify with Big Tent, because the New Nigerian Group, we had first made it clearly that Nigeria needs to be a world-class nation where all citizens must live in harmony and treated equally to achieve the peace and prosperity that we all desire. And in doing this, we want to be mobilizing like-minded citizens to install the enlightened, visionary, and committed leadership in Nigeria. And of course, this has to be clearly established in our role in the challenges of the health sector, which will be playing a major role. We also want to be identified with 4 key issues that we think that the Big Tent will be addressing as this conversation goes on. One of them is poverty, corruption, injustice, and insecurity. Now, we believe in New Nigeria that if you solve poverty, that will largely solve the problem of corruption. And secondly, if you deal with injustice in Nigeria, that will also largely deal with insecurity. If you ensure education that is liberating for all citizens and entrepreneurial in nature, you will be dealing with poverty. And of course, if there is universal health through insurance, and which will be made compulsory for all, our environment, which includes potable water, electricity in our villages and towns, would have been dealing with poverty. And of course, this will achieve to a high level citizens' economic improvement. And then secondly, if you deal with injustice, obviously security will disappear. We believe that equal citizenship rights, no privileges, no sacred cows, and minimum quality of life for all, you will be dealing with insecurity. We also believe that the leadership of the society must take absolute responsibility for all lives through provision of good health, equality in civil service, availability of employment, and at the end of the day, rule of law will be our national motto. Finally, we are available to support any move by the Big Tent that will allow free press through transparent and accountable government system. I've mentioned these key points, and if we drive them, obviously, what Pastor Tommy has said and what is already in public domain in our society will be achieved. I want to say, Maazi Ezeoke, we are available and we identify with the positions of what Big Tent will be doing. And you'll be rest assured, Nigerians are waiting. Everybody is excited. As I'm talking to you, I'm in Calabar for a different vision of my church. And I ran into a group of people yesterday. They don't know me, but I just joined. So this is a way to say that the Big Tent is available to take all. And I want to say thank you for the opportunity. And we look forward to a more prosperous nation. God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I can see that my co-host is struggling to come in with the audio. Toyin, if you're able to connect with your audio, that will be fine. Now, my apologies first. The first group to speak should have been the Big Tent, but for some reason, the introduction, I thought that was meant to be done by Prof. But it's fine. Now, I will be calling on the Big Tent now. That is Dr. Chidi Obaruba. Dr. Chidi, please make your presentation and let me plead with us, please. Everyone can see me and basically see my face while I'm talking to you. Be rest assured, as we speak now, this event is being broadcasted around the globe. We have close to 1,000 people in this Zoom call, whereas we have over 5,000 people watching us across the globe. This event is streamed live on Ngenje Media across all their platforms, Newsband, Coalition for P2B, P2B Support Network, and many more. Therefore, it would be nice to please turn on your video while you address us. Dr. Chidi, please, would you mind unmuting yourself and then taking the virtual lecture? Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi.
Yeah, good evening, everybody.
Go ahead.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, is it the time to present the entire material we have for the Clean Up Nigeria, or you want me to just make a short speech?
I think it is, because after, just go ahead and do, present to us your
I think you should present.
Yes.
Okay. Then allow me to share my screen.
Okay. You can now, hold on. You are now allowed to share your screen.
Okay. Okay, yeah, good evening, everybody. Yes, the Clean Up Nigeria project, that's the logo we have designed for the project, even though we are going to make a minor adjustment by changing the green end in Nigeria to black, so that Nigeria will be just one color. Outside that, every other thing is going to be like this, the map of Nigeria with the youth carrying a bucket and the cleaning material to clean up the entire country. Powered by Obedience, this is the logo we are unveiling this night. The vision for this program is to mop up and properly channel the energies of our growing obedient youth population to clean up Nigeria project through various socially impactful speak up and clean up activities to promote sustainably organized youth-led support rallies for P2B's emergence as the president of Nigeria come 2023. What are the primary aims and objectives of this program? We want to create a rallying point and subject for productive engagement of our youths. We want to create a positive neuro association between doing good and Datti campaign. We want people to begin to link the act of doing good and our principal, Mr. P2B. We want it to serve as a channel to support the youth speak up, the Ezeoke, to advance and propagate the think tank develop common narratives on topical issues of national discourse. We want to show Nigerians that the presidency of P2B will be all about doing good and solving societal problems. We want to clean up our cities and declog the drainages in support of the World Climate Month. And then we want to rid our environments of plastic waste. Again, we want it to serve as a purpose for mapping polling units and identify each with a trusted team of obedience for the purpose of evolving an organic structure, using for data collection and recruitment of agents for the election. One also use it to rally the different support groups and check out the strengths and organizational spread. One will use it to create awareness, more awareness for the P2B presidential project and show people a little bit of what is to come. The implementation strategy is launch a massive awareness sensitization for the Clean Up Nigeria project through various electronic, social media, and print media channels by at least 1 week before the fiscal launch date. Fiscal launch date with a flag off by His Excellency P2B at Abure, and then other cities of choice, or any other city of choice. This will be simultaneously launched at all the state capitals by both the Labour Party leadership, the big tents in all the states at national level, obedient level, and the various support groups leadership. The various support groups would therefore thereafter be vetted and endorsed to independently continue with the scheme on periodic basis, probably weekly, monthly, fortnightly, in their respective localities, using the approved Clean Up Nigeria implementation templates, brand manual, and approved narratives. Once it is flagged off at various state levels, it will organically take up by the youths at different levels. Now, we are going to engage members, we are going to be calling on members for goodwill and funding support with regard from our members to commence the following: to engage the youth, the media, a week before the launch to create awareness and create discussing subjects, points for the population. We need to do t-shirts. Some samples of t-shirts would have been ready today to show us, but because of the slight modification on the logo and the change of one color on the Nigeria, one color on that subject, that t-shirt is not ready tonight. King of Nigeria project is all about promoting, speaking up, seeking and providing solutions to the problems and challenges bedeviling our country. It's all about rallying our youth towards productive engagement. It's all about promotion of culture of cleanliness of mind, of body and environment amongst the people of Nigeria. It's all about supporting for active, for support and for active and for support for an active promotion of transparency and good governance. Support the revival of our traditional culture of communal love and care amongst and between the peoples of Nigeria. Promotion and support for issue-based campaign, not religion, not tribe, nor primordial sentiments. These are all the media talking points. Everybody can do something to make Nigeria better. We want every Nigerian, like our prof said when he made his opening speech. Now we need Nigerians to begin to think of what they can do, how they can contribute in making Nigeria a better place. What can you do for your Nigeria and how can you do it? Obi candidacy is all about doing good and creating a new Nigeria that works for all. Thank you, everyone, and a very good evening. My name is Dr. Chidi Opaloba. This presentation is also supported by Nuhu Yakubu, the Directorate of the Big Tent. Thank you. Good evening, all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Doc, I appreciate that, that which you have shared with us in this presentation and which you have absolutely gone, ahead and, straight to the point, and your points are well understood, Prof. Once more, I'll say thank you to you. And I will be calling on other, I think we have to there stop people from, before we get people to come in here and take over, we'll stop them from sharing. I think moderators, can we lock the room?
Is to remove the ability to share, and then we look.
Yes, we've removed the ability to share. So and I think, I don't know if our principal is here, so so that we've removed the ability to share, but I think they're trying to do that with whiteboard. So what we might have to do, co-host, is to also lock the ability to for people to send messages, please. And we can also remove individuals that we know that so let's enable the waiting room, and that's been done. Please, can we go ahead and do that? Thank you, everyone. We have to then, before we allow anyone to come in again, because we've gotten to certain numbers, we would then have the moderators to do that. So everyone is being stopped now from sharing. So let's quickly move ahead. Let me call on Otumba Delakbo Balogun. That's the United Nigerian Group. Otumba, are you there? Otumba Delakbo, are you there? Otumba, are you there? I could not see Otumba here, so. Okay. Do we have any representative from? Do we have any representative from the think tank group? Do we have a Dr. Do we have a Nuhu Yakubu? Do we have Nuhu Yakubu? Is Nuhu Yakubu here? Do we have Nuhu Yakubu? Please, co-host, can you check if Nuhu Yakubu is in the house? If he's there, can he go ahead and do that? Then the Otumba Delapo is sorry, who is there?
Nuhu Yakubu is here. Thank you.
Okay, Nuhu Yakubu, you go ahead.
Thank you very much.
The think tank. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. This is Nuhu Yakubu. On behalf of the think tank, I want to thank all of you at the Ingenuity Media and the previous speakers, Professor Patu Tomi. And I'd like to thank Dr. Chidi Opaluba, who has eloquently presented what the Clean Up Nigeria project is all about. At the think tank, we align fully with the objectives of the Clean Up Nigeria because it speaks to the foundational issues, which we believe speaks to also the transformational issues that should be addressing the citizenship questions about the peoples of this country, Nigeria. And I also believe at the think tank that the demographics of this country should inform policies. And what better way to harness the capacities, collective capacities of our people, starting with the young people, other than the program that channels the energies of our people to speak to the topical issues and issues that worry them and issues that they want to see change come about. And we believe that our think tank as well, that poverty belies the challenges that we face in this country today, and that our people just now want prosperity. They just want to see, they want to have and feel prosperity about them being Nigerians, and then which includes improvement in the standards of living, job creation, and ability to even think, ability to think out smart ideas as our people are known for. And we believe very, very much, and we're aligned with the fact that insecurity is fueled by loss of jobs. We believe that insecurity today in Nigeria is fueled also by the fact that people are not able to freely express themselves as Nigerians. We believe that the day-to-day living frustrations that our Nigerian people are faced with, especially the youth, is dampening their abilities to engage critical thinking. And that's the reason why we believe that the Speak Up, the Clean Up Nigeria program, which encourages the youth to speak up while they clean. The spirit and letter of the cleanup program is not even just the cleaning, physical cleaning alone. It also includes the spiritual cleaning. It involves the cleaning of our minds, the cleaning of whatever we see that is not right about Nigeria. So the broom, the mop and the bucket that you see there is just a symbol of the cleanup that the Clean Up Nigeria is going to be championing. We thank the Big Tent for making the think tank useful for this program, for the launch of this program. And the think tank will continue to remain relevant in developing the right narratives around all the topical issues that bedevil our country today, whether it's on demographics, global perception, which global perception we know informs the dynamics for FDI flows, foreign direct investment flows into the country, but it has to start from how we do things internally. And it is not a one person's thing. And if we want the Peter Obi, if they want the emergent Peter Obi presidency to hit the ground running from get-go, it means we have to begin to mobilize the energies of our young people starting from now, as to knowing and understanding that it is a collective project, it's a collective assignment, and everybody has a role to play. And this is the reason why the think tank for the Peter Obi campaign, Peter Obi organization, is very, very excited to be of support and will continue to support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nuhu, for that brilliant presentation. You know, that's Nuhu Yakubu from the think tank group. Thank you very much for that, you know, straight to the point without beating about the bush. Now, I do not know if Otumba has joined us. Otumba Delakbo Balogun, if you have joined us, please, every other person, you know, because many of us are basically raising their hands. At this point, it's not time to raise your hand. If you're not being called upon to speak, please kindly endeavor to lower your hand. If in this case, maybe joined with a different device name, because I appear not to see Otumba Balogun here. If you're here, please kindly, you know, raise your hand that you will be called upon, please. That is the, you know, Balogun, Otumba Balogun is a United Nigerian Group. Sorry, that is GGG. Is there, is not there. Then do we have a Chibuz Onwachukwu, please? Chibuz Onwachukwu. Chibuz, are you there? Chibuz Onwachukwu. Do we have Chibuz Onwachukwu here? Okay. So I don't know if Daniel, are you able to speak on behalf of POSN? Are you able to unmute and speak on behalf of POSN, please? And as I'm aware now, we should be having our principal joining us at this moment in time. So if you have, you know, if the remaining groups are able to speak while we have our principal join us, please. Daniel, are you there? Are you able to speak on behalf of USN? Okay, so we would then have to go ahead. Sorry, okay, we have a couple of people.
Njenje, you can call Augusta to speak for PSN.
Okay, is Augusta here? Okay, Augusta, please kindly unmute and speak on behalf of POSN.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, can you hear me?
Augusta, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, this is Augusta Neka, Global Coordinator for P2B Support Network. It's a privilege to join such a gathering, and I'm representing POSN from this meeting. Okay, so like I said during our previous general meetings, POSN is focused on strengthening structures, or building and strengthening structures in Nigeria that is going to work for our principal during the elections. And currently we have all state coordinators. We have about 90% of the local government coordinators, and we have gone down to the ward level. We have gone down to the local government level. And excuse me, can you still hear me? Hello?
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, so we've gone down to the ward level, and we are almost done with that, and we're trying to go down to the polling unit level. What we are advocating for is we're calling on volunteers that are willing to work before the campaign, before the elections, and during the elections. And we're looking for mobilizers at every polling unit. We're looking for people that can talk to their family, that can organize meetings with their own resources, and get people to work in their various communities. So this is what POSN is working on right now. And like I said, we have achieved so much already with the help of well-meaning Nigerians that have continued to donate their resources, both financial, both mental and otherwise, to the POSN. And we're using it judiciously to execute a lot of programs. We did the Northern Conference, where we had the Northern coordinators come together with stakeholders, come together to talk about how best to push the Peter Obi Datti idea in the North. That happened in July. And this month, we are having a conference with the Middle Belt leaders. We're also looking at replicating programs like this in the South and the Southeast. We're trying to make sure that Nigerians remember that our principal is a Nigerian, not an ethnic president. He's here to represent everybody, as all our futures are at stake. So these are some of the programs we are discussing, and these are some of the programs we are implementing. I'm not going to go into so much details here, because some of it are sensitive information, but this as much as I can give from the POSN. Thank you so much for your contributions. Thank you so much for your time, and we look forward to doing greater things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is from that is from Augusta Neka, that who is the national coordinator for the POSN, and POSN is the P2B Support Network, the foremost P2B support group. Thank you for that update. Then I think we have a Delapo Balogun now. Please kindly now unmute yourself and give us that update quickly. Thank you very much.
Try and unmute the laptop. Okay. Hello. Am I on now?
Yes, you're on. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Well, I represent Good Governance Group, and we're here to just update everybody about the launching of the Clean Up Nigeria. The Good Governance Group was established in 2002, yeah, 2002, to act as a watchdog for a nascent democracy in Nigeria. To this end, our first outing was 2003 election.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Since then, we have continued to abide faithfully with the founding objectives of our group. The Clean Up Nigeria program for the productivity and collaborative engagement of obedience and other Nigerians on social issues align perfectly with the founding principles of the GGG. Indeed, the preparations for our nationwide health outreach has reached an advanced stage. To paraphrase Hubert Humphrey, the great American statesman, the quality of a society is measurable by how well it cases for its most vulnerable members, those who are in the dawn of life, the children, those who are in the twilight of life, the elderly, and those who are in the shadows of life, the sick, the poor, and the handicapped. Healthcare professionals have the difficult duty of being one of the foremost agencies of society, which operates at the front lines of the social economic divide to fulfill the moral obligations of society. From tomorrow, the GGG will take the listening clinics on health to the grassroots so that the message spread far and wide. I have the pleasure, therefore, of pledging the unalloyed support of the Good Governance Group for the Clean Up Nigerian program. GGG anticipates that the outcome of this laudable initiative will be to galvanize the country on the imperatives of social cohesion and progressive collaboration. We firmly believe in the vision of a new, strong, united, peace and progressive Nigeria as conceptualized by the founding fathers of our nation. God bless the Clean Up Nigeria program. God bless Nigeria. This is what the GGG stands for, and we hope to collaborate with all other support groups to actualize the vision for a better and progressive and prosperous Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jalakbo Balogun, for that. Now, I think the next segment now, I will be handing over to my co-host, that is Toyin. Toyin, are you able to unmute yourself? If you're able to unmute yourself, Toyin, I will be handing over to you. And that next segment, Toyin, can you confirm that you're able to unmute, please? Toyin, are you able to unmute, please?
Yeah, all right. So sorry, sincere apologies. I think it should be fine now.
Okay. So, Toyin, thank you very much for joining us. I know you had a lot of challenges, but we are now in the item. If you go to the list in number 5, which is the unveiling of the Clean Up Nigerian logo by Gbadobe Rhodes, the Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos. So, I have the privilege of handing over to you, and welcome to this evening conversation, Toyin.
Thank you. A very good evening. Apologies on the technical issues I've experienced. Again, as my co-anchor said earlier, happy Youth Day, National Youth Day to all the youth of Nigeria. I think that's debatable, the catchment age which qualifies as youth, but still nonetheless, we're all God's children, so happy Youth Day to us all. Okay, so we're going to item 5, which is the unveiling of the Clean Up Nigeria logo by Badebo Rose Vivo, the Labour Party governorship candidate for Lagos State. So I believe we should have him here.
I don't know if he joined us with, if he's here, please, can he, raise his hand so that we know that he's there, then we can unmute him. And every other person, please lower your hand. Thank you, everyone. I like the obedient house this evening. That's why we called obedient. Everyone just lower their hands.
Okay. Trying to see if perhaps he's... We actually have quite a lot of people present. If he's not yet ready, should we move to the next item on the agenda, or what do you suggest?
Yes, please, go ahead.
Okay, so we have number 6, which is addresses by the following Barrister Julius Abure. Please excuse my pronunciation. It's the phone, so sometimes I'm prone to mispronouncing. The National Chairman for Labour Party, is he present?
Yes, he's here.
Okay, and then after that, we'll have Senator Yusuf Datti Baba-Ahmed, who is the vice presidential candidate, or rather the incoming vice president for Nigeria. So I'm going to hand over to Barrister Julius Abure, who is the national chairman for the Labour Party, to address us this evening.
Well, good evening, fellow obedience. I feel highly elated to be part of this conversation this evening. I want to appreciate Patutomi for this wonderful initiative of the Clean Up Nigeria project. I also want to appreciate the participants who of today's of this conversation. I want to also acknowledge and appreciate all the support groups for the efforts so far made towards the rescue of Nigeria. I want to, on behalf of the party, put on record we, on the part of Labour Party, we are determined to continue to work hard and to ensure that come 2023, Peter Obi becomes the president of Nigeria. The challenge before our country today requires all as sundry to work towards the rescue of the country. It's no longer news that the country is not working. Nigerians today cannot say that the country is working for them. There's hunger, there's poverty, there's unemployment. Nothing works in the country. The country, no doubt, is almost collapsing. It therefore behoves on us to rise to this occasion and be able to rescue our country. And this is why today I'm very elated that Nigerians have indeed taken their destinies in their hands. Nigerians indeed today have decided to take back their country. And I'm happy that Labour Party is able to provide that platform. I'm also highly elated that Peter Obi is the vehicle through which the Nigerian youths, patriotic Nigerians, and Nigerians of goodwill are contesting the election through Peter Obi and using the platform of the party. I believe very strongly that if we get our politics right, then of course we'll be able to get every other thing right. I believe that if we have the right people in positions of authority, we'll be able to make policies that will affect all facets of our lives. The major challenge before us today is that the elections are getting closer. We have a lot of time to organize, but the time is indeed equally very short. And therefore, whatever we need to do, we need to quickly tidy them up quickly so that we can mobilize Nigerians for the program ahead. For us in Labour Party, we are ready, we are determined. Just last week, we commenced the processes of aligning all the support groups with the structure of the party so that we can strengthen the party for effective performance. We have tried to ensure that all members of the support groups will be aligned to the structure of the party, particularly at the polling unit level, because the rigging of election, the success of any political party begins at the polling booth level. if indeed you don't have credible people at that level, for now to begin to canvass for the party and canvass for the candidate, and then ultimately identify those that will act as agents for the party at that level, then of course the rigging of the election would have started. And that's why it's very key, it's very important that we tailor our minds towards strengthening the party at that level. It is also of importance to stress at this point that we must begin to emphasize the logo of the party because it's of paramount importance at whatever forum, at whatever opportunity we have. We need to continue to assist the party in making Nigerians know the logo of the party, because on that day of election, it is the party logo that will be on the ballot. Because all our efforts today is tailored towards the winning of that election, the presidential election. And therefore, whatever activities we may be carrying out must be tailored towards ensuring that we mobilize the voters towards voting for the party and by extension Peter Obi for that election. I appreciate the fact that we still have some challenges with people who have difficulty in identifying the logo and then be able to vote for the party come 2023 election. And therefore, I'm using this opportunity to also appeal to all the support groups that in all our activities that we tend to carry out before the campaigns now, and perhaps during the campaign, to continue to emphasize and educate people on the logo of the party, because it is key and is of importance. I am convinced beyond reasonable doubt that Nigerians are determined, Nigerians are tired of the misrule of the past, especially of the PDP and APC, and that they are determined to vote for the party and by extension Peter Obi next year. I'm therefore convinced beyond reasonable doubt that we'll win the 2023 general election, and by the grace of God, we'll form a Labour Party government, that will work for the people, that will provide good governance, that will create jobs, remove Nigerians from poverty, reposition the country for greatness, and ensure that Nigeria will work for Nigerians. Today, one can boldly say clearly that Nigeria is not working for Nigerians, apparently because of bad leadership, because of clueless leadership, because of greedy leadership who have held the country hostage over the past few years. I'm sure that with Peter Obi as the head of a Labour Party government come next year, we'll be able to reposition the country for greatness. Like Pat Utomi said, we have what it takes to make Nigeria great in terms of its natural resources, human resources, and every other thing that we need is here to develop the country. What has been lacking fully is bad and poor leadership. And I'm happy today that Nigerians are indeed ready to take back their country, hand it over to leaders who will be passionate about development, who will be passionate about the growth and development of the country, who will be passionate about repositioning the country for greatness. And I'm happy today that we have Peter Obi, who will be the head of government supported by the vice presidential candidate. And all those who are passionate about this project to bring about the desired change in Nigeria. I therefore want to appreciate your work so far. I particularly want to also appreciate Pat Utomi for his wonderful initiative, for his struggles over the years in looking for a new Nigeria. I'm happy that we are all on the same boat working towards the realization of this objective of reposition the country for greatness. I want to appreciate the covenants and the anchor of this program for this whole initiative. And I want to assure you on the part that on the part of the Labour Party, we shall not rest on our oars until Peter Obi becomes the president of Nigeria. Thank you, and I wish you well, and I wish ourselves well, and hope that we'll be able to achieve our collective objective. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. Succinct message there from Barrister Julius Abure, who's the National Chairman for the Labour Party. I'm now going to hand over to Mr. Nwachukwu. Mr. Chibuzo Nwachukwu, I believe he's present now, so I'll hand over to him. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure what part of the world you're in, but good evening from Lagos. My name is Chibuzo Nwachukwu, and I represent the Unite Nigerian Group. We are an association of well-meaning Nigerian professionals from diverse backgrounds who have taken up the responsibility of promoting quality and effective leadership across all political spheres, irrespective of religion and ethnicity. So the Unite Nigeria organization, or the Unite Nigeria Group rather, has unanimously chosen to support Peter Obi and Yusuf Datti Baba-Ahmed electoral tickets for the Nigerian 2023 general elections. Also, following the agenda of this Zoom call, we've also adopted the Clean Up Nigeria initiative as one of our strategies to create awareness and engage the electorate responsibly towards electing Obi and Datti. The Clean Up Nigeria project, essentially for us, is a way to build community. So everybody, all the Obidients in your local communities, your streets, your local estate, your councils, your wards, come together, sanitize your area, clean your streets, unblock your drainages, recycle your plastics, clean your beaches, pick all the mess we have on the beaches everywhere in Nigeria. And with that, we hope to build an already existing spirit of volunteerism, love for our neighbors, and tolerance that the Obedience community already exhibits. So we are reaching out to all our members across the country to participate in this program in hopes to spread the essence of the Obedience movement. Like our principal, Peter Obi, said in one of his videos that I've seen, one of the values would be the return of hope for our country and building faith in its citizenship through competence and honest leadership. So this initiative, while ensuring clean community, we also want to use it as an avenue to breed togetherness, deepen citizens' quest for democracy, and expand the civic space. So Obedients are expected to take charge of this initiative and demonstrate the spirit of tolerance. Obedients are also encouraged to spread this initiative by sharing videos and pictures of their cleanup activities on social media. And you could use the hashtag #CleanUpNigeria and mention your state or your local area where you are. So this would help create the structure which all the opposition and the naysayers so badly say we don't have. The Obedient movement is also on an upward trajectory, as we all know, growing rapidly, most especially amongst the teeming youths. They are very strong desire and passion to take back their country is unapologetically and widely displayed on social media. But unfortunately, some people opposed to this movement have infiltrated the Obidient family. Even on this Zoom call, as I can see, there are some people here using derogatory languages that have come in, and that is the same things that we see on social media, So we ask the Obidient people to be vigilant and call out intruders when we see them. We also encourage to lead by example, to be tolerant, and ensure the views and conversation are aligned with best civil practices. So this is us from the Unite Nigeria group. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well said. I think that the momentum that this movement is gaining and the rate at which it's moving forward, I actually feel very confident that we'll have every cause to celebrate a new president and a new Nigeria. I also see this Clean Up Nigeria initiative as not just a literal one, but a metaphor for what needs to happen, that Nigeria needs to be clean and cleansed rather in all aspects. And each of us as a Nigerian, whether we're here or in diaspora, have a small part to play in that happening. I have also been saying to people, well, offline, that it's important that you also make sure that it's an activity you undertake daily to speak to somebody. You don't have to aggressively preach, should I say, but always speak to people. First of all, start with the condition of the country, because whatever political line you stand on, we all agree that things could be better. Whatever religion, whatever tribe you are, we all agree that things could be better. We all agree that?
Yes, definitely.
And in order for that to happen, it's about us joining hands and giving support to an individual, an outstanding individual who has the capacity and the desire and a proven track record to actually take us in the direction that we need to be going. Now, I'm going to move on to the next item on our itinerary. I just want to double check. Do we have the Labour Party Gubber candidate present in the group?
Yes, he's there ready for you.
Okay, so without further ado, I am actually in Lagos State. So this introduction I take rather personal, because I hope that he is actually able to do it. And if with what I've heard, having my ear to the ground, many people in Lagos do agree that there's a popular phrase that's called otoge. Lagos needs to be released from the chokehold that it's been in for a very, very long period of time. So I'll hand over to His Excellency incoming, Badebo Rhodes Vivo.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm very excited about this program and the plans and aligning it with the global movement in relation to cleaning up and the environment. I think that is something that will build a lot of community, have people actually being associated with doing good in communities. Also have a situation where people at the grassroots, because you must get down to a particular position in the local government area and unite. And it's an action that can actually build community together. I also think that in this process, we should also highlight the value of recycling and how important it is to be able to separate different types of waste and generate income for the state if done properly. And I think this can be highlighted in conversations that surround the program. But I applaud the conveners of this movement and I applaud the people behind this initiative. I hope that it's something that we'll be able to get down to the grassroots in every state. In Lagos State, we need to get as many of the different groups involved with the labor movement together and to buy into this idea so we can have a massive impact when it's being done. And I'll definitely render my support to this in the best way I can. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. We wanted to you to unveil the logo for the viewing pleasure of all present for the Clean Up Nigeria initiative, if it's something that you have at hand. Maazi, is the logo with you?
Sorry, I think we're trying to get. No, okay.
You can remove it so that the logo. I put the logo already on the.
Oh, okay. Can you share? Can you let me allow you to share the logo if you have it? Please go ahead.
Okay, I think, can everybody see the logo? It's up now, so it should be what everybody's seeing on their screen now. So everybody can see the logo, which has just been posted up.
Okay, Toyin, I think our principal is here. We need to also confirm if Dr. Datti Yusuf Baba-Ahmed is also here. I don't know, Prof, are you able to confirm that? You know, we would be having our principal then now speak to us. If you don't mind. It's Datti, is Dr. Datti Baba-Ahmed also here? So we will have to stop sharing before those who like taking over takes over again.
Let me just check it.
Okay.
We have some people in the waiting room, so I want to just double check if he's among.
I've been informed that our principal has been admitted into in this room now, but I seem not to find him, and I believe Emeka, you are also a co-host. If you're able to unmute him, I cannot see Dr. Datti Baba-Ahmed Yusuf, so I can't see.
While that's happening, I've been informed that there are some people that are having difficulties joining the Labour Party. So since we have the national chairman of the Labour Party present, I'd like to put it to you, sir, to advise on what people should do that are having difficulties joining the Labour Party. If we still have a chairman present.
I don't know if the chairman is still present.
If he is, kindly unmute his mic.
I think the chairman is no longer here with us, but if our principal has joined us, or the vice presidential candidate, may we kindly unmute them to have the virtual lecture, please.
I'm trying to see through the list if I can spot him. If the national chairman isn't in the group anymore, since I've seen that Professor Pat or Tommy is still here, he could perhaps shed light on how people that are having difficulties or experiencing difficulties joining the Labour Party, what he'd advise them to do. You'll have to unmute.
Well, thank you very much. Perhaps I should first say that Dr. Datti Baba-Ahmed was one of the first to join. I saw him coming on about the time that I came on around 8 o'clock. I don't know if he's still on somewhere. If he's still on, maybe he can indicate. And then Mr. Peter Obi, perhaps, we can find out where he is at this point. But regarding joining the party, I think there are a variety of ways. Of course, there were some challenges regarding the website at a point, but it does exist and it is a site. And then there are party offices across the country and more every day. In fact, one of the fascinating phenomena about this movement is how many people are donating houses to be used at party offices. I know that in Delta State, in fact, they've been asking for a visit to come and commission. There's so many towns in Delta where multiples of people have offered their homes to be offices. And so these offices are going to be active very soon and can be places that all can visit and carry out the needful. But I think right now, in most state capitals, there will be offices available that one can call up, get the direction to, and go there. But I still think that the easiest way is to go to that website. But I'm sure that more of this would be, more of the ways would be available very soon.
Prof, as a follow-up to what my co-host, the questions she just asked, I personally have received both on WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, people saying that they call the Labour Party chairman in their state and that the telephones, that they are not answering their phones, they're not responding to their messages. Is that something you think Labour is addressing as we speak?
I think there are efforts to get to those. It's a complaint that has come, yes. But, again, like many systems, sometimes when there is a rush into something, it creates an initial challenge. Even the United States of America, I still recall when the systems literally crashed under Barack Obama, and emails couldn't be sent. In fact, amongst the offices in the U.S. government affected was the office of the then recently appointed advisor to President Obama on innovation and technopreneurship, Abure. And it was embarrassing for everybody for a few. And it went on more than 1 day, 2 days into literally weeks. But I think that there is effort to try and fix this. In fact, some of the websites that are being created by even support groups are making provisions for being able to do that. There is a platform called assemble.com, which is also making a frame available for that to be done. So yes, there are more and more outlets through which this process can be engaged.
Fantastic. Prof, would it be possible, some of the people are asking for you to actually type it and just drop the website in the comment section so that they can follow from there?
Okay. All right. We'll work through that.
There's a chat function if you click on the chat, so it would give you the option just to sort of type it. That way there's no misunderstanding around spelling or which website is correct and official. There are a lot of questions being asked now. I just implore everybody to exercise patience, that later on we're still going to have an interactive session where all members present will be able to put their questions across. So while
I think at this juncture,
call him back.
I think at this juncture is just a question of trying to find out, admins, can we check if our principal is probably in the waiting room so that he could be admitted in to address us? And I don't know, Prof, if you are able to make that happen before we go into the interactive section, so that we have our, two of them address us quickly, so that we can go into the interactive session before we wrap up. We are, looking at closing by 22 o'clock.
In the new Nigeria, we keep to time and we respect time.
Exactly. No African time.
No such thing. So at some point we'll be calling it Nigerian timing because it will be so on point.
It is part of that cleanup. We are cleaning up not only the environment, we are also cleaning up our behaviors. We are relearning, unlearning, and learning new things.
I've seen an interesting comment there from Wale Abu saying that the Labour Party needs proper campaign management office. They are overwhelmed and don't know how to manage the volume. The last part is you need to scale the capacity. I believe that this is something that's a work in progress, which again, since Professor Pat Utomi is here, we'll just hand over to him just to address this while we look for our principal and just sort out connecting him to the chat so that he can address the forum.
Or maybe, Toyin, if you can take one or two questions while we wait. I believe Professor will be working on the back end now.
Okay, that's true. That is very true.
So that we don't wait.
Speak to some of the people in. Please check Labour Party. Okay. So another thing I'd like to say is that if we have members of the Labour Party from various states across Nigeria present, can you please signal in the chat section? So at the bottom of the screen, there's a chat option just next to participants. If you're a party chairman or a member of Labour Party, whichever state, just indicate so we can begin to identify ourselves. I think that will also make it a lot easier and convenient, because one of the major problems people seem to be having is identifying either their local secretariat or who the designated contacts for each respective state is. So if you are a member of the Labour Party in any state in the Federal Republic of Nigeria, please identify yourself so that we can begin to know ourselves, and those looking for their respective contacts can actually make direct contacts.
And while we are doing that, just need to make this announcement. Please, before you be allowed to speak, ensure that your camera is on and that you're properly dressed. If you're lying down on your sofa, bed, anywhere, this is a meeting, you will not be granted the audience to speak. You have to be properly dressed. Thank you.
Okay, and we also have the Peter Obi Support Network UK chapter present, so welcome. Okay, I've seen somebody from Labour Party Ebonyi State, Labour Party Enugu State, Igbo is the South Local Government, Abure State present, Plateau State welcome, University of Port Harcourt, okay. Okay, no, that's not, okay. So Labour Party member from Karshi, Abuja. Somebody asked for Abuja, and I did see earlier somebody was asking for Cross River State. Labour Party, Lagos State, I've seen Kwara State. Okay. All right, so someone just put a message. It's moving so fast. Labour Party should take advantage of volunteers. We're definitely planning to do that. Okay, someone says, Toyin, please, information I heard in Plateau State is that the former governor, Joshua Dario, who was, I'll leave that to party chairman to address. Of course, I agree, it's very important that we have the trust of people and only have credible candidates. So I'm totally in agreement with that. Okay, Labour Party, Buhari present. So for all members as well, I'll encourage you to have a look at the chat section, just so that you can send a message to your designated contact for your state, because some of them are actually identifying themselves. So this is a fantastic opportunity for you to start to make necessary contacts with your party candidates. Obviously, for us to realize this dream that we have of a better Nigeria, there's a methodology to it, and you definitely do need to know who your party people are, know what's going on, and also mobilizing, informing other people.
I think let's quickly take for 1 minute or two, okay. Fidel Nwankwo, who is the Labour Party leader in Ebonyi State. Let's quickly invite him to, Fidel, quickly unmute yourself if you're there.
Thanks, sir.
Fidel Nwankwo. Or did he just drop? He signaled before that he's there.
Can I just appeal to everybody who's raising their hands to take them down for now, and allow, if you're a party chairman or executive, Labour for each state, just identify yourself so that we can give you the forum. If you're a state party chairman or an executive for any state in Nigeria, please identify yourself so that I can introduce you to the forum. Maazi, have you seen any hands up?
I think I've lowered every hand now. I think if anyone is Now, if you are among those that have been called upon, please kindly raise. Okay, we have one hand up.
Okay.
Can we get the individual to speak, please?
Xavier Isong, or?
Yes, I think Chukwu is with Chukwuemeka.
Okay, Chukwuemeka.
I think that's a Bonnie.
You need to unmute yourself, sir.
Unmute, please. You've been asked to unmute. Kindly unmute.
Okay. Sorry. Good evening, all. Good evening, His Excellency, and all the leaders of the group. One of the executives of Peter Obi Progressive Network. Actually, I was cut off initially. I wouldn't know if I can make my contribution now, but I'm one of the executives of Peter Obi Progressive Network. Thank you for Rivers State and for the national.
Fantastic. We're trying to identify the party executives for now. We're still going to open the forum, so I guess at that point we'll be able to accommodate you. But what we're trying to do right now is it's very important, sacrosanct, in fact, that we identify the party executives so that people can get to familiarize themselves with them. So I'll implore you, sir, just to exercise a little bit of patience. And when we open the forum, you'll definitely be one of the people that we give the floor to. Thank you.
Now Ogugwa, if you're not a leader of the Labour Party, please.
Yeah, we're not calling on the support groups, but actual party people for states now. Because this is an important part. This is part of the political technicality. So we need to hear from each of these individuals across the length and breadth of Nigeria, please. So if you're an executive party member for Labour Party in any state of Nigeria, please, you can keep your hand raised. And if not, we'll allow you to speak when, or contribute rather, when we open the forum for interactive session. And as my co-anchor said, it's very important, if you do want to speak, please make sure your name is correctly written and your camera is on. For security reasons, we need to be able to identify everybody that's present, as you know, and for understandable reasons.
I think we have two hands up.
Okay. So yes, we do.
Oh, they've lowered.
Well, I've seen Xavier Isong, and since he's visible, let's ask him to unmute. Xavier? I think he's gone. Freeman Perry. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes. Someone has also put a list of contacts in the chat section for different states as well.
Okay, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Freeman Perry. I'm from POSN Bielsa chapter, and I'm calling to socialize the house on some of the needs.
Exactly. Hold on.
Are you from Labour Party in your state, or you're a support network member?
No, he just said it is from the POSN. People listen to instructions. This is not time for support groups. Simple Labour Party executives is not too much to understand. You know, do not raise your hand if you are not. It's that simple.
There will be opportunity for people from the support networks and support groups to be involved in the interactive segment, but we need people that are specifically party executives, Labour Party executives. So I've seen Adeniji Adefuega. Please, your camera is not on. Is it possible for you to switch on your camera? And I guess while we're waiting for him to do that, Mr. Enakeme Uburifi has posted.
Co-moderator, I think the national chairman is back, Barrister Julius Abure. Can you, quickly revert to that question that you asked him? I have asked him to turn on his camera and take that question once more from you.
Good evening, if you can hear me, Chairman. So a comment was posed in the chat section that there are people having difficulty locating their local Labour Party offices and designated contacts in various states. So how, actually I'll read it, let me find it and read it exactly how people are experiencing difficulties in joining the Labour Party. Please advise them on how to join. Okay, he's actually in the waiting room. I've just admitted him.
He's been made a co-host, so he should be able to unmute himself.
Okay. So for those that are experiencing difficulty joining the Labour Party, the chairman or the national chairman for Labour Party will shed further light on the necessary requisite course of action to be taken. So Chairman, if you can hear me, kindly unmute your microphone.
While we wait for the chairman to do that, I have Abure who is raising up his hand for so long. Now, again, if you're not a Labour Party executive, please lower your hand. Abure, you have the floor.
Your microphone is still muted.
Hello, you have the floor.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Which state are you?
I am from Lagos State.
And your designation within the Labour Party?
I am Chairman Amward of a local government area of Lagos State.
Fantastic. Could you kindly drop your contact in the chat section so that people who need to get in touch with you would be able to do so?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I can see Mr. Adeniji Adeboyega, who was waiting earlier. He's actually put his video on, so I'll ask you to unmute yourself, sir. Please, may we know you? Your microphone is still muted, sir. Okay, I think he's just disappeared. Okay, I think he's experiencing some technical issues, so I'll allow Hunter Uzo to unmute himself. Good evening, Hunter.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm Comrade Ifeanyi Uzochukwu. I'm the chairman of Labour Party, Abuja Municipal Area Council.
So you're the chairman for Abuja?
Abuja Municipal Area Council and Area Council.
Somebody was asking earlier for Labour Party?
Can you come again? What did you say, ma'am?
You're confirming you're for Labour Party?
Yes, Labour Party Chairman, Abuja Municipal Area Council.
Kindly drop your contact number in the comment section because a few people have asked for concerning Abuja. There are quite a few Abuja people here, so kindly drop your information in the chat section so that those that need to contact you can make direct contact with you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Mr. Agu Victor. I'll ask you to unmute yourself. Good evening, sir. A very good evening to you.
Victor, from Enugu State, Ibueze South Local Government, Ihe Ward, Vice Chairman, Labour Party.
Fantastic. Again, I'd like to ask you to also kindly put your direct contact number in the chat section so that your constituents in Enugu State can have direct contact and access to you. And I'd also like to implore to all the party representatives present, please, many people have made mention of the fact that they call numbers and they don't pick up. We need you to be we know that, you know, this is a very huge task and it's something that will require us to give 101%. So kindly, as you're dropping your numbers, drop your number with the intention that you will pick up and it won't just be a number that people call and it just rings out. You're all ambassadors for this movement in your respective states. So I implore you on behalf of Nigerians.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So kindly drop your direct contact in the chat section.
You're welcome.
And have a fantastic evening.
Now, please, co-host and moderators, if you notice that His Excellency Dr. Yusuf Datti Baba-Ahmed, if he joins us, I have information here that he has joined us 3 times.
Oh, wow.
And he was not. So I do not know if he joined with his device name appropriately named. So please, those in the back end, can you kindly advise him to do so to ensure that his device is at least with his name, first or last name, so that it's going to be much easier for us to identify when he arrives, please. We need him to speak to us. We have less than 10 minutes to go. If he joins us again, and again, Prof, I do not know if you have confirmed that His Excellency, Mr. P2B would, or if he's joining us back, because he was admitted before, you know, I don't know what happened, but he dropped. I think he had network issues, I've been told. So can we quickly have the 2 individuals to quickly address us then before we continue? Is anyone confirming that, please? Back end, can we confirm that Dr. Datti Baba-Ahmed is able to come back, even if it's for a couple of minutes, please?
Yeah, I'm trying to reach you to find out.
You can mute, please. The device is on echo coming from your side. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I've seen His Excellency Peter Obi.
If you've seen him, you know, kindly unmute him and allow him to, please. Oh, okay, he's here now. Did he just go out?
Good evening, Your Excellency.
for some reason, it appears the internet connectivity in Nigeria today is not the best. So that's the only thing that may explain the reason why they keep coming in and it keeps dropping.
And in the meanwhile, for those that are looking for their local representatives in the Labour Party, many contacts have been dropped in the chat section. So kindly just scroll through and take note of the number and name of your representative. Well, His Excellency is here. I've seen him, so I think I've tried to pin in the contact. Good evening, Your Excellency. If you can hear me, kindly unmute your microphone. Okay, somebody has pointed out that his microphone is not connected, so it's not an issue of unmuting. So you need to dial in. Okay, let me see. Someone suggested making him a co-host. Let's try that. So if the admins can kindly assist in making him a co-host.
And he's been made a co-host.
Okay, fantastic. In the meanwhile as well, somebody's asking for a Labour Party representative in Port Harcourt and also in Osun State. Someone's asking for Kaduna State, Shikun local government. Yeah. The contacts for the Lagos State Labour Party chairman has also been posted in the group. Maazi, is there anything that you want to add right now while we're waiting for His Excellency to address the room?
I think, not much from my side because we're just waiting. If he's able to connect with his audio, he's been made a co-host. So I think that, it's more or less a connectivity issue. But, rather than wait to the end, it's now 22 o'clock, which is our time to wrap up. We may take a couple of questions. Anytime he's able to connect, he's been pinned, to the top, then we should quickly see that and, let him take over. So let's quickly take some questions from...
I think we've seen the National Party chairman, so I think we should hand over to him again, because somebody has raised a very valid issue that in the states there are various factions of Labour Party chairmen. So I think that that's something that Barrister Julius Abure would be best situated to answer. So if you could kindly unmute your microphone, sir.
I'm here. I'm glad to be back.
Fantastic.
I'm glad to be back. The network here is not friendly. I had to struggle to come back. Yes, I didn't get the question clearly.
People have raised their concerns around various factions of Labour Party chairmen and representatives in their state. So what do you... So what do you suggest in such scenarios? Someone has said this is the case in Lagos State, that there are different party chairmen, and asking where they pitch their tent.
Lagos State have no faction. The chairman of Lagos State is Salako. I can't get the first name now, but his name is Salako, who is the current chairman of Lagos State. And there are no factions of the party in Lagos. We've just concluded the party. We run primaries in Lagos, and the candidates are forwarded to INEC, and the names will be released very soon. We have just dropped the list of our chairmen across the federation, including their phone numbers in the chat. I'm sure that you make reference to it, and you'll be able to get the names and phone numbers of our state chairmen across the federation right there.
Okay, various people have dropped this list. So is it possible for you to say the name of the person that has dropped it so that we can direct them to follow an official list?
Yes, Kennedy Ahanotu, the Assistant Secretary,
okay.
Deputy Secretary, dropped a list.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Gloria Odinaka has asked, or she stated an observation concerning Lagos State Labour Party. She says, why is LP in Lagos State not having a synergy with NLC and TUC? This is causing factions and seemingly dividing the LP force in Lagos State.
Well, I tend to, there are one or two issues in Lagos. I intend to find time to go to Lagos and sort out some of these few issues in Lagos. There are some of our members who have one or two disagreements in Lagos, which we are sorting, which we'll sort out in the next 1 week. We are working with NLC, TUC at the national level, and same will be repeated at the state level. So whatever is the case with Lagos, we would deal with it. We have just dealt with the issue of our rerun primaries in Lagos, and I'm happy we have put that behind us now. We have forwarded the names of our candidates to INEC, and we now have all the time now to deal with some pockets of issues that are coming up. You know, Lagos is large, and there are a few issues in Lagos which we intend to sort out very, very soon. There will be synergy between LNC, TUC, and the party in Lagos. We tend to call a big meeting where we can critically look at it and sort it out. So I assure you that in the next few weeks, the issues in Lagos will be fully sorted out.
Okay, I've been informed that His Excellency Vice President is in the chat room. If he is, sir, please please identify yourself, because I'm trying to find his handle.
His Excellency Datti Baba-Ahmed, please, if you're in the room, kindly raise your hand now. Every other person, please lower your hand so that we identify him. He's tried so many times to come to come in now. He's here. Can we please identify him? Every other person, please do not be offended, lower your hand. Okay, I think when we find out people, do we need something else? We just said someone to lower hands and people are raising their hands. Lowering of hand is different from, okay. Mohammed, I would be unmuting you now. I don't know, but I'm just, this is an assumption now. Let me see, because, okay. Please, we are calling on Dr. Datti Baba-Ahmed. Any other person, please lower your hand. Kindly unmute, please. Kindly unmute. Back channel, can you advise me with which name he's just joined with?
Please, Olive Uzoma, please put your hand down. And Mandy does. I mean, we have people putting their hands up. We're actually waiting to be addressed by our Vice President. And in order to facilitate us being able to locate him, we need all of you to put your hands down. We'll still get to a point where we have an interactive session, but for now, let's all be obedient and useful to ourselves by allowing our vice presidential candidate to be identified. So Olive Uzoma, please, thank you. I'm not sure what this person is drawing here.
So is it, we have one person raising their hand. Is it the person that is raising the hand now?
No, that's Princess's iPhone. So Princess, please be obedient and useful. Thank you.
While we are waiting, we will call on the Labour Party UK chapter, Mr. Abraham. Abraham, are you able to raise your hand? We'll see. Okay, I think Abraham is not there. And His Excellency, Mr. Peter, is still here, but for some reason, he's not able to connect to his audio. That's really weird.
Okay, so somebody said he's a Mohammed. So let's see if we can find that handle from the technical end. Is Moses be obedient and useful? Take your hand down, please. If the only hand that should be raised is that of the the incoming vice president of Nigeria. Any other hand up? That's an act of defiance at this point.
I think that Mohammed was made a co-host, but for some reason, it appears he has also left. He only left with Comrade Mohammed or something.
I think even as the Labour Party chairman said, he actually experienced technical difficulties, and these are parts of the things that we need to address and things that need to be addressed in the 21st century. You know, communication is something that is very, very important, and we shouldn't still be struggling with this.
Now we have EJ Hugh Hen. If you're not the person we are expecting, please kindly lower your hands.
So while we're waiting, a few people have actually asked for Kaduna State executives for Labour Party. So if there are any, kindly identify yourself in the, okay, so somebody says Galaxy Z Fold 3, let's see, is the VP.
Galaxy
Z Fold 3 5G.
Galaxy, I can't. Oh, is that Galaxy Z Fold 3 G5?
Somebody put that in the comments.
Okay, let's ask him to unmute then, please. Galaxy Z Fold. If that's you, kindly unmute.
Thinking about, his bias and that. Itobi is raising up his hand, I guess. I omitted him.
Okay. And he then.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Okay, he's able to then join us now. His Excellency, kindly unmute yourself now. Your audio is now connected.
Thank you.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
Hello.
Aha, good evening, Your Excellency. Okay, finally, we have our incoming Vice President.
Hi, can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. Good evening, Your Excellency.
Okay. Good evening. How is everyone?
They have been anxiously waiting for you to address.
Yes, I've been struggling for the past hour and a half to join. It's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Cool. So,
straight to business.
Let's go ahead.
So, just to bring you up to speed, we've been talking to various support groups present about the upcoming Clean Up Nigeria initiative.
Yes.
But I feel that you're probably better positioned to address us your subjects.
Yes.
With regard to this. Do you need me to read you the background to that, sir?
No, I don't want to take us all the way back. I think the way you can burn me into this is like give me either a question that brings me right up to speed, or the last comment that is most relevant.
Well, before you came in, the issues that were being tackled were around Labour Party. But I think that the first thing to do in this situation would perhaps be to allow a bit of interactivity. So those that do actually have comments or questions for you, you know, kindly indicate, and we'll take it like that.
All right. I think that's much better for me.
Okay, fantastic. Well, it's a rapturous virtual welcome you're receiving in the comment section, Your Excellency.
Okay. And in the same vein, I would also announce to us that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi is now able to connect with his audio, and so we now have, you know, His Excellency the President, the incoming President, and His Excellency the incoming Vice President with us. So maybe it might be in order to save time, because we've now overshot with our time, we are going to take the questions from the comment section, not necessarily bringing people to speak, so that we do not take much time moving forward.
Okay, I'll let you take some questions or put some questions across, Maazi.
Okay. So let's quickly go, you know, dive into that. The first clarification, you know, His Excellency, you know, Datti Yusuf Baba-Ahmed, welcome to this conversation. Obviously, it's been, we've been informed that you've tried several times to join us and it has not been possible. Now you've finally joined us. We are glad that you are here with us, you know. Now, one of the things that we, you know, by way of introduction, what Professor Patu to me, you know, when he spoke about the initiative that is launched today, which is aimed at cleaning up Nigeria. And in cleaning up Nigeria, one of those areas that I am personally interested in cleaning up will be not only the environment, and, you know, it will be a question of come 2023, how are you envisaging to clean up the system that sucks Nigeria dry today, the system that makes that nothing works, the system of procurement, where corruption, you know, it's everywhere. What is it that you are envisaging to do to ensure that that promises that we have had before now, that has failed us, no longer grows its ugly head? Thank you.
Remember, remember, we always ask you to verify. That makes my answer to you very easy. In 2004, I sponsored the bill for the prohibition of inflated government contracts. Of course, it never saw the light of day. For the one and only time I served in the House of Reps. When I got in the Senate, you know, I served for only 8 months, and experience taught me to make sure I had enough support before beginning to sponsor that bill. And I left after 8 months. To begin answering your question, I have been working on Nigeria's faulted procurement system for the past 23 years now. Even before I went to the House of Reps, I was behind what you call due process, then called contract certification. even before the Fourth Republic, but notoriously in the Fourth Republic, Nigerian governments have successfully and successively misacquired and underprocured development. Development split into three: procurement of works, goods, and services. When I say services, including security, we practically procure security. I always use the analogy, the example that if you spend an amount of 1 billion naira on a project and only 100 million ends up doing that project, be it the procurement of equipment for security agencies, be it construction of roads, classrooms, hospital, or anything for that matter in the relevant sectors, you are 10% efficient. What the government of Peter Obi and my humble self under Labour Party will do is to extract as much value in every procurement of the Nigerian government as possible. If possible, we want to get 100% out of 100%. And how is that possible? First of all, leading by example. The leaders are not interested in adding anything, as has been exemplified by His Excellency Peter Obi. I never held an executive office, but as can be seen in my ways, in my legislative activities, in my businesses, and my way of life, the leaders don't add anything, neither would anybody around them be allowed or tolerated to add anything. The party, Labour Party, is one that is lean, is one that is conscious. So the party is not hungry for cash that has to be extracted from government works, from government services. You already have two fundamental building blocks of prudence and frugality. Then the administrative processes, the bidding process will be simplified and a lot of transparency will be added towards bringing down costs, not as you have it now, jerking up project costs. It will never happen in such a way that a 1 billion naira proposal is given, by the time it's out, is worth about 6 or 7 billion. It can be. It can only go downwards because nobody will be adding. And then the laws surrounding the procurement system, then the ability to enforce those laws. The moment you reform procurement in Nigeria, you have turned Nigeria around from this dangerous course we have taken. The very first thing a government has to do is to announce the reform of procurement system, because we are procuring security. We are procuring government services in all its forms and ramifications. These are our plans. Hello?
Okay, that's well said, sir. I observed a comment that I think is very important to the success of the campaign, which was somebody made a comment about what your plans are regarding engaging the northern parts of Nigeria in keying into Peter Obi as a president.
Is that a question for me?
Yes, somebody put it in the comments in the chat section earlier, and I feel that it's something that is interesting to also.
Yes, we have penetrated the youth organizations. Hello?
Sorry, the technical one. So
we can hear you, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
We have begun by entrenching Labour Party all across the north. For example, in Kaduna State, we are in the process of opening 40 offices. As of this evening, 26 out of 40 have been opened. And the bulk of those that have yet to be opened are in just one local government, that is my local government and their ward offices. So throughout Kaduna State, 40 offices have been opened. We're resourcing the party. We're reaching out to all organizations, youth, women, trade groups, reaching out to all of them. We're reaching out to traditional institutions and to religious bodies. We have launched ourselves into massive media campaigns, introducing the Labour Party, the Obedient movement. On my own part as an individual, I have been more than preoccupied in addressing nuisance comments that had been passed. I successfully overcame the inertia and resistance to join the Obedient movement. I joined it, and day after day, we are succeeding in demolishing all the points, all the arguments that they brought. I'm impeaching them one after the other. And the moment I impeach one, I get all the followers of that argument on my side. While they're on my side, they also help me to convince the others about the fallacies and the misunderstandings. A better part of them were deliberate about my principle. One morning, very, very soon, you're going to wake up and find out that we've been able to convert a large number of the areas presently resisting this movement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Dr. Datti Baba-Ahmed there. I think, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi has raised up his hand, and I think he's now able to speak to us. Sir, are you there? Are you able to speak now? Are you there, sir? Are you able to speak? Or if it's more convenient, I don't mind bringing you via audio if that helps. I don't know what is happening to your connection. I can bring you to, to speak to us via audio if you're able to connect. If you can hear me, sir, I'm trying to connect to you via audio. If you can pick, since the Zoom appears to be a little bit problematic where you are.
I guess since we still have the VP in the forum, okay, well, I think looks like his mic is, Your Excellency, good evening, sir.
Oh, I think we need to realign and refocus this. Let's refocus the conversation quickly. I do not know if Professor Pan,
as he said in the chat room, that he's having technical issues.
So, okay, let's see. Let me see. Try once more to see if I can bring him through audio to speak to us. But at the meantime, if Professor Patitumi is here, let's realign this, to the topic of discussion by means of getting Prof to quickly intervene here, so that His Excellency, the incoming Vice President, would address that. Professor Pat, are you there? I do not seem to have Professor Pat Utume anymore.
Hello, can I can come in there if I can't come in.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Good evening, Your Excellency. I think what we're doing today basically is to unveil the logo of Clean Up Nigeria. Clean Up Nigeria by Obedience is a means where we want to rally the energies of the youth and get them to galvanize towards the 2023 election. So what we're here today is we brought you on board to endorse the program, comment and the program, and see how we can all put hands together to see that we don't just clean Nigeria physically, we also clean Nigeria up of the mess that is currently happening today in the country. This is the purpose of this meeting today. Thank you.
Now, to mute and make his intervention towards what was just happening.
Good evening, Your Excellency.
I don't think he's still there. No, of course he is. Sorry. Can you kindly unmute His Excellency? Kindly unmute. Okay. Yes, he's done that now. Go ahead.
Right. Is it over to me now?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You need to please just summarize that last question or comment. Just summarize it. Let me catch it again. I was busy trying to come back. I was distracted.
Okay. So, Doctor, can you take that question again, please?
Very briefly,
Doctor, can you take that question again on cleanup, please?
All right. It seems we have moved away from environmental cleanup. He's talking about social and political cleanup.
All cleanup is cleanup. Nigeria has a lot of nooks and crannies to be cleaned, sir.
Let me tell you, everything about development is easy. Wiping out insecurity is easy. It has been proven in history. Not too long ago, ISIL were controlled. How long did it take to overrun Berlin? How long did it take to fight major battles and finish? It's easy to wipe out insecurity. It's easy to build roads and airports and seaports. Every kind of infrastructure is easy to do, including stopping the free fall of the Naira. These are easy things to do. The difficult thing to do is controlling the human mind and people's psyche. That's the cleanup you're talking about. The difficult thing to do is people, moderating people's psyche and the human heart, the mind of people. That is where development is. Security resides in the hearts of people. When people decide not to attack others, that's when you have security. Not when they are attacked and wiped out. What are we talking about? From home training, basic home training, basic tenets of every decent society. Morality inculcated in individuals from their cultures. And then any education, it doesn't have to be a certificated degree. Any measure of education. Knowing the Quran and the Bible is solid education. You have philosophy, history, you have politics, you have sociology and everything. in the holy books. Understanding the holy books is a rich source of education. The moment we educate Nigerians properly, cleanup has begun, and cleanup will be easy, including the physical cleanup of our environments. Because, you know, as they say, cleanliness is next to godliness. Education is the way out. We expand the meaning of education far beyond schools. Do you remember Fela singing that, let me use pidgin English, na them culture for there teach them? Even cultures, if you have a strong culture, and this is what we have in abundance, strong cultures. The proverbs in all Nigerian languages and cultures, they are philosophies. Why are we lacking the morality that should come in those? It is just to strengthen education. We can get education from our houses. We can get education from our places of worship. We can get education from our traditional institutions. We can also get the formal education from our schools and universities. That is where cleanup is. Clean the human heart. You have cleaned everything once you clean the human heart. That's where we are, Peter Abure and I. That's why we believe in education. That's why I've invested all I have and borrowed for education. That is why Peter Abure brought his state from -24 to #1 in education. When you speak about cleanup, concentrate on education and see. Over to you.
This is why we believe in you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
We have a few people with raised hands, so I'll allow.
Can we, before we take that question, can we see if His Excellency is now able to speak? Because I can see he just gave a thumbs up to what Dr. Datti Ahmed just said. I don't know if he's now able to speak.
Yeah, I've been wanting to say hello to him today.
So, it's for some reason, okay. He's now locked up.
Okay, I'll represent him.
Fantastic. I mean, these are the things that we entrust you to fix.
That's my job.
So should we allow more people to put their questions across, Maazi?
As long as we're not deviating from why we are here, in terms of, obviously, by the comment he's made, that is it, he's endorsing the cleanup the cleanup that is being launched today, championed by the Big Tent and supported by a couple of, the Coalition for P2B and many others support groups, which is very clear there. Now, in furtherance to that, he's also gone ahead to say that it's not only the environmental cleanup. He said something that we are used to hearing while growing up. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So it's not only that the environment will be cleaned, our hearts also need cleansing. A lot of things, the procurement processes, as he said at the beginning, needs cleansing. Maybe the security sector also, we all know how safe we all feel, needs also cleansing, a lot of cleansing, to be done. And he also borrowed the words of the legend, Fela Nicola Kuti, also in that context. That is a very good place. So, if you don't mind, you may take 2 questions before we call it a day, so that we do not expand, and drag this furthermore. Thank you very much.
I think I saw Sunny, was it Sunny Life? So if you can unmute yourself, let's allow
members to also feel interactive and put their questions across themselves. So Sunny Life, if you don't mind to unmute yourself, please. The floor is yours to address His Excellency. Sunny Life, please unmute your mic.
Hello, can you hear me?
Your connection is terrible. You know, sounding like someone.
Not very clear.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Not very clear, sir.
You can hear me now.
Your connection, your audio is honestly.
Video, let me just open my video so you see at least you've seen me. Is it okay now?
No.
Is it okay now?
You may have to go out and come in again, please.
Yeah.
It is indeed terrible. Can we extend this conversation to to our ladies? I think we have Tonya Oferi here. Tonya, please.
You can hear me now.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Tonya.
Okay. Your Excellency, thank you so much. You've given me so much confidence after hearing you. But I have a question. As regard the cleaning up, I just wanted to ask, can we actually start this proposed cleaning up from like maybe North Central or Southwest, as against Abure in Abure State? Is it possible so they don't say, okay, because the president is, from this ethnic group, why do we have to start it from there? And I want to take home today, because I belong to one of the support group. I want to take home today the word you've just reminded us, as in you have to, cleanliness is next to godliness. So that is going to be the watchword for us this week. So, but I would really appreciate if this cleanup exercise can actually commence from the North Center, if it's possible. So that way every other part would then key in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tonya, for that. We will take another person. Again, His Excellency just basically put these questions down, please, so that we just get like 3 of them at once, then you can address them all at once. Let's have Barnabas MC Clint. Barnabas, please, 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you guys can hear me.
We can hear you loud and clear, 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, that's beautiful. So, Your Excellency, Senator, Dr. Senator Datti Ahmed, I want to thank you for being here. Let me skip every other protocol and just go straight to the point. Like our sister just raised, for me, I think that instead of doing from North Central to, we can roll spontaneously. I think that I would suggest rather that we go live spontaneously. If we're going in 36 states, we can roll all 36 states at once. I think it's just all we just need to do is to be rather well coordinated in our planning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's exactly what we are planning, to roll out simultaneously across the country. To roll it out simultaneously across the country. That's the plan on ground.
Now, Dr. I did call you before, Dr. Chidi. So for some reason, it appears you went out. If you're there, the first question was, why start from Abba? Are you able to address that question now?
Okay, yes, we thought about starting from Abba. I hope people will not misunderstand the concept because of the number of youths in Abba and the state of the state in terms of how dirty it is. That's why we said that we are going to start from Abba. I heard somebody saying that we should start from the North Central. Wherever we are going to actually flag it off simultaneously nationwide, but probably where His Excellency Peter Obi and Dr. Datti, where they are going to flag it off is going to be maybe a decision they are going to make, probably in the North Central, probably in Abuja, probably in Aba, anywhere. But we are thinking that Aba, for the purpose of the market there, that is very vital to youth empowerment and development, that area and market, very dirty, that the youth could gather there to get the place cleaned up. If His Excellency is also there to flag it up.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi. We, as a means of, before I take another question, before I allow His Excellency to speak, for any of you who have not seen videos that come from Aba during the rainy season, I say, if you do see the videos of, I don't know, it appears like sewage running on the street, and you can see our mothers, and that is the heartbreaking one. Our mothers and our sisters, when the flood gets to their chest, and it is a terrible sight to behold, that you think that place indeed needs massive cleanup. And if it starts there, let's not misconstrue it. It's a place that needs tremendous help. Now, Mary Kudi, please, quickly, 30 seconds.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, Your Excellency, Dr. Datti. Good evening, host and the hostess. My name is Dr. Mary Kudi. Inawuni, sir.
Lafia kalau.
Inagajia.
Magajia, keep it.
Lafia kalau, sir. I'm Dr. Mary from England, part of your support network here. And we want to commend your work with His Excellency Peter Obi. And it's laudable because it might interest us to know that William Wilberforce was able to bring down the slave trade by combining it with change of manners. William Wilberforce had two political interests he pursued in changing England and the world, which was bringing down slave trade and changing the mannerism of the English people then, the great British Empire, and he succeeded at both. So it did remind me that we are going to succeed because you seem to be taking, a good pathway. For any cleaning our environment is also psychological, like we've come to know, and it also has to do with manners. And I'm confident that as William Wilberforce was able to bring the two down in England and around the world, both slavery and mannerism, we are going to succeed in Nigeria. So I applaud your efforts, sir, you and Your Excellency, and we are giving you great support. I'm from Gombe and Bauchi, and we are up for you. We are moving upward and forward, sir. God bless you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Before I allow him respond to all these things, I'm just trying to ramp it and round it up for him. I will take Dr. Eze Sonny Patrick. Quickly, can we make it brief? No protocols, let's observe nothing, hits the ground, punchy, straight to the point. Dr. Eze Patrick, you've been asked to unmute yourself. Dr. Eze Patrick. Okay, Sonny Obika, please, quickly. Sonny Obika, if you're there.
Yes, I'm Johnny Obika, calling from North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, United States. Thank you so much for organizing this wonderful meeting, and I'll go straight to my points. I don't have enough time. And also thank you so much for the vice presidential candidate in making it possible for us to throw questions at him and his team. My first question is, can non-Nigerians living in the United States, for example, contribute money to political campaign, primarily the Obedient movement? My second question is, right now, the Nigerian diasporans cannot vote in Nigerian elections. And we in the past have made several attempts through Abike Abure, the chairman of the commission. And each time she's promised she'll make a presentation to the Congress, to the House and Senate. My question is, can His Excellency and his team make this a campaign issue when the campaign kicks in? to enable Nigerian diasporans to vote in Nigeria.
Can I come in?
Oh, thank you very much. At this point, that is the much we can take. The question from Johnny Obika is the last question we will take before. Then I will hand over to His Excellency, Dr. Datti Baba-Ahmed, to take these questions so far asked. Thank you very much. His Excellency, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Third to the last question was answered by second to the last question. Am I right?
Yes, you're correct.
Thank you. Now, the real question I have now is this very last one. If Abike Dabiri, who is a good friend of mine, knew that diasporans voting was going to benefit APC, I swear to God by now, they would have passed that legislation. They knew that the diasporans are about the most critical thinking Nigerian lot we have. And they knew diasporan votes would never be theirs. That is why they avoided allowing you to vote. Now, will we make it a campaign issue? Yes, but I'm not answering on behalf of the party. I have no powers to do that. I would like to think almost certainly that, yes, our party would make that a campaign issue. And the next time I see my able chairman, I'll raise it with him to be included and the DP campaign. Yes, I think it will be a campaign issue. If we get into government, inshallah, by 2023, by 2027, I can almost assure you now that I speak that diasporans will vote from wherever they are. You asked about funding. That is a question for my leaders in the party. I normally I don't say anything about funding or anything like that, but my leadership in the party can answer that question better. I can assure you that it will be within the provisions of the Electoral Act, whatever the party will answer you. So it's really been a pleasure and an honor joining this. I wish I was able to catch you right from the beginning, but the very interesting questions and answers I've given you, I hope I gave you satisfactory answers. It's been a pleasure speaking with you here tonight. And coordinator, when you're ready, you can release me.
Quick to leave us, sir.
I think before you do log off,
Yes.
Sorry, Chidi, are you sharing your screen now?
Yes, he is. It's to clean up Nigeria.
Okay. No, but before he leaves us, we have one of those brain behind this evening, working from the background here. I think it will be good for him to have a word or two before His Excellency leaves. I would have the honor to call on Emeka Ugoju, please. Emeka, if you're able to unmute yourself and quickly, let's wrap it up. Thank you very much. Okay, after after you speak, I think we need to then call on Nuhi to wrap it up and give a vote of thanks. For some reason, I appear, okay, now I can see you. Emeka, kindly unmute, please.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks everybody. I didn't intend to speak, but I just want to use the opportunity to make some clarifications. I think probably because of the network problems, a few of the things we wanted to do tonight hasn't gone the way it should be. Really, the essence of the interactive session is for all the different stakeholders to really make suggestions on the next steps with regard to the cleanup exercise. Taking, for instance, the issue of Abba or not is more like a suggestion. is not cast in stone. Just like we've seen that some people said, why don't you start from here, start from there? That's one of the issues. And also we expect that when it is broken down, this cleanup exercise is virtually every nook and cranny. I mean, the physical aspect of it is every nook and cranny of the country, not just state capitals and stuff like that. But all those details can be discussed by all the stakeholders as we move on. So it's important for us to know that, yes, it hasn't been decided it should be a ban, but more like a suggestion, but it's for the stakeholders to decide. It's more like the ceremonial flag off. All the other flags off, people will determine where and when they will start their own exercises and so on and so forth. I just wanted to make this clarification before Nuhu Yakubu of Observer does a wrap up and the vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that clarification. And if Nuhu Yakubu, are you there so that you can do the wrap up and vote of thanks? Thank you very much.
Very quick one before he interjects. One of the things that has been important to clarify is your social media handle, sir. With all due respect, can you please clarify your official Twitter handle and any other social media handle that is the official one owned by yourself? Because we know that there are a lot of imposters and mischievous people or maybe overzealous people that have created handles with your name. So would that be possible for you to do that, sir?
Very quickly. None of them are mine for safety. 2 Mondays ago, I held an international press conference in which I announced to the whole world that for now, all social media, that is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of them are fake. They should be disregarded, and I have nothing whatsoever to do with them. And I have also made formal complaints to the platforms. When all of them are closed, I will then open new genuine ones and announce. They are really, really up to some nasty things against me. I mean, like really nasty things. It is the work of opponents. I don't know who they are, but I know they are now relenting. And it's the most malicious way you could attack somebody in my context. Some of them are using the religious angle. Some of them are using the traditional institutions, trying all sorts of things to compromise my security, to spoil my name. All of them are fake. All social media accounts are fake, please. Once they are all closed, I will reopen. I think soon again, I will have to make another announcement. I am every day chasing the platforms to see that they close them down so that I open and then resume genuine communications with my friends and loved ones.
But, His Excellency, quickly, now we are on this conversation on your social media handle. Obviously, some of us that followed you before you were announced as the VP to Mr. Pitobi, you had as a senator a handle on Twitter. Are you saying that that handle that we presumed belonged to you is also fake?
It was fake.
Oh.
They have been faking me for a very long time.
Oh. Okay, I mean, I'm glad you clarified that because for some reason, I've been thinking to myself, that is the only one, because obviously I think it was around 2018 that it was created, but I never knew that that is also an old fake account. Wow, thank you.
In fact, when I tried to open my account and I realized that somebody was already impersonating me, I decided to hold back until that issue was resolved. It was an imposter who tried to claim he was offering appointments to applicants of jobs, asking them to go and pay money. You know, they are not only destroying our good names, they are also destroying the social media. So the social media should know this. They are the collateral damage. Yes, over to you.
We might have to see how we can just open one for you and have you verify it. There's a way that that's done, but that's something that we can discuss offline. So once you push your official one, all those other ones, they'll have to close it down. And then there's a way that it can be officially verified.
I have tried doing that for 1 month. Ever I joined Obedient Movement, I have tried doing that. It became apparent and necessary that the safest thing to do is to close all those ones first.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think I'm happy that we've clarified that in this forum, that everybody here can actually go online and also be active. All these accounts that claim to be our incoming vice president, we click report function so that we're also flagging them as being a fake account, and get our friends as well to also do the same, since we've heard it from His Excellency directly.
That's a very fine place to anchor it this evening. And on this note, I will say thank you very much for being part of this. I will be asking Nuhu Yakubu to please take the virtual lectern now and give us his closing remark so that we can wrap it up.
Thank you very much, Maazi, and thank you also very much, Toyin. It's been a very wonderful evening. Thank you very much, Senator Datti Ahmed. Thank you also, Mr. Peter Obi, our incoming president. Thank you, Professor Patitomi. Thank you also, Barrister Julius Abure, the party chairperson for the Labour Party, in JZ Network media team, all of you. To the Big Tent Directorate, the Coalition for Peter Obi, the think tank, the New Nigeria Group, the Good Governance Group, all of you who made presentations today, the Peter Obi Support Network, the Unite Nigeria Group, and all the other groups who made submissions today. Thank all of you for your time spent today, and then apologies for the network challenges. It's been a windy day all day. The takeaway from today's meeting is that there's a full endorsement from the Peter Obi movement for the Clean Up Nigeria, project. And then the next steps will be that all the support groups who are now to roll this out simultaneously across the country in all the localities up to their polling booths should reach out to the directorate to pick up copies of the logos if they need the logos so that they can print their materials. They are allowed to run with it periodically as they wish, monthly, weekly, daily, however they wish to. And they can also reach out to pick up the approved activities and also to share activities that they wish to also uniquely project from their own localities as they speak up about the issues that challenge them in their respective localities. We'll be following up with the principal, Mr. Peter Obi, and Senator Datti Ahmed, His Excellency Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed, to agree with them on the date that is convenient for them for the official launch, fiscal launch, whereas all other localities are free to go on now and commence their flag off in their localities. I think it's been a day well spent. By the way, all support groups will be can reach out to the directorate, the Big Tent Directorate, for vetting. Let us be sure who you are, and once you are vetted as a support group, you are free then to run with this project with all the brand manualing and all the narratives in implementation template that will be availing you to run with it. I once again thank all of you. It's been a wonderful evening. I wish you all a good night rest and a blissful new week coming up. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Toyin, I don't know if you do have anything to just say, so we can.
I think I want to tender an apology to all the people that put questions. There were so many coming up in the chat that we didn't get to cover. Please don't take it personal. We're all together in this struggle. And the next time that we assemble like this will be better adhered to facilitating the interactivity, because I know many people did complain about that. So I just want to apologize to all the people. It's nothing personal. We're doing this for Nigeria. So please, I apologize. And again, thank you, Your Excellency, for your time. And we are going to also take up this matter of the fake accounts on social media. Your youth constituency online will attend to that, sir.
Yes, I think the very useful obedient movement will then, in the coming days, this is a call to action for every one of you on the social media, especially on Twitter space. You can just go there, all these accounts, just click on report. And if we undertake that massive action, I believe that that is going to, expedite that action, that this should be and will be sorted out. Once more, everyone, this has been the public unveiling of Clean Up Nigeria, a program created for the productive, collaborative engagement of obedient and other Nigerians on social issues. It's been my pleasure to be your uncle and my co-uncle here today, Toyin. Toyin, it's been fantastic working with you. Also to ensure that it's a very...
Can I sign out by saying this? My name is Toyin Eleniyan. I remain obedient and useful.
On that note, I say good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Good night. Bye-bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.